Hey everyone. So this is Charlie. Can you even see Charlie? Where are you at, Charlie? Oh, geez. Charlie's hiding on the side of the bowl here, but hopefully you'll see him. He'll come flashing out here any second. Charlie is my betta fish, my blue and white panther. Oh, see, there he goes. My blue and white panther betta fish. The story behind Charlie is one, the panther colors, as you can see, we're all representing the California chapter here. But he was basically just the best looking fish. Now, I don't know if that's because he had the panther colors or not, but I mean, come on, look, he's blue and white and darker blues in there. He's a beautiful fish. The reason I got Charlie is kind of a strange reason, and basically, yeah, sorry, I like looking at him. I got him because of stress. Now, we're in the middle of a move, and as you all know, moves are stressful. It's just the worst. Well, mine is more stressful for me for various other reasons than just the move, but I just needed to figure a way to de-stress. Now, normally in the past, I would just play with my garden, and you've seen my garden if you've seen any of my Instagram or YouTube. I like to post my garden, and my garden was definitely my salvation. It was big, it was bold, it was beautiful, and I was just coming into the first year of doing it, so I was like really excited to see what the second year was going to produce. But hey, guess what? I had to move. So never mind that garden, we're starting all over again. And I've done this patio garden because all I have is a patio and I really have no dirt. But I'm just not feeling it. It's kind of stagnant. Yeah, I like the way it looks, but it has no real movement to it. I don't even have my windmill fan back there anymore, which I really loved. That thing was just very caused a lot of peace for me. Anyways, the garden's stagnant, everything's in pots, it looks nice, but it's just not doing it for me. It is not creating that zen that I needed, that serenity that, helps get me through the day. So in the past, a long time ago when I stressed, I went into a buying spree, and that buying spree was out of control. And I don't want to do that again. So another passion I had a long, long time ago was fish. Now, I used to, at one point in a house in Orcutt, I probably had 8 different tanks, ranging almost up to 200 gallons, and then some 20 and 40s, 120s, 80s. I had all these tanks running at the same time, and it was mostly salt water. I had one tank that was freshwater, and it's the only freshwater fish I've ever owned, which was powdered blue Jack Dempsey's, which were amazing, fantastic looking fish. And then I had other, stuff in there too. But most of the other tanks were corals and eels and shrimp and every saltwater fish you can imagine, starfish. They were insane. At one point I almost bought a fish store, because I was just so much into the hobby, but everything just kind of fell through. Things happened for the reasons they did, and I didn't go that direction. But I've kind of been out of fish for 8, 9, 10 years now. And how Charlie came along was kind of by accident. My daughter, she had a betta fish. It was her first pet she ever had, and she did a good job with it. About 6 months or so, and it eventually had an unfortunate accident, and the fish is gone. So I told her, well, get another one, and she's, no, I'm not getting another one. I don't want it. I don't want the responsibility, but once again, she did a really good job. I think she should try another pet soon. So I see this bowl here. It's got nothing in it. I figured, geez, what the heck? Let me go buy a betta fish and not even care about it, But it'll give movement, that feng shui type thingy that helps with your house, This was kind of what Charlie's purpose was supposed to be. Well, his name was supposed to be a Charlie. It's just supposed to be a fish that gave movement, and brought peace to my life. But I like Charlie. I like the fish, and so does my wife, so does my daughter. Everyone likes the fish. So, of course, me being the way I am, I decided to make a mistake, and I did research. I decided I was going to find out about betta fish. Having never owned a betta fish before, having never owned a goldfish, nothing that's so simple, doesn't have elaborate filters and crazy heating systems and a biological system, big one I'm talking, basically a self-sustaining tank, because that's the way mine were, other than the freshwater tank I had. My tanks were self-sustaining. They can go on for a while because they had so much going on in them as far as nutrients, macronutrients, little copepods and stuff. All the fish can eat, seaweeds and stuff they can all eat, so basically I did not even have to worry about them as much. This is different. Smaller tanks require more attention, and the smaller it is, the harder it is as far as the fish if you don't keep up on, your water quality and, making sure everything is optimal. And that's where the problem came in, because once I started researching it, I kind of realized, and I kind of knew, but I was in denial, that they kind of want more room than they have. And you got haters online that'll talk about, oh my gosh, if you're going to own a betta, you got to have it in a 5-gallon minimum tank, and you're doing your fish an injustice. And I agree, but here's the thing. I got Charlie in a little mason jar, jelly jar, or something like that. Most bettas in the stores are in little cups, and that's all they're in. So had I left this fish in the store, it would have probably died, or somebody else would have bought it, not even given any of this any thought. They would have just put it in something small. This is small, but it's bigger by at least a couple jars than he was in. So he's got movement, he's able to get around. But, like I said, the more I research, the more I realize, oh, temperature, yeah, that's true. It is a tropical fish after all, and it probably wants a warmer temperature than what the house gets at 60 degrees at night sometimes. Yeah, summer's going to be coming up and all that's going to change, but I just figured, I would do something a little better for Charlie. So what I decided was, I'm not going to go with a 5-gallon, because the last thing I want is a tank. I do not want a giant tank. I don't want to do that at this point in my life. But I do have this fish, and I want to do a little bit right by Charlie. So I got a 3-gallon, 3.5-gallon tank that I'm going to go ahead and put together, and you guys can watch me put it together, and we're going to try to give Charlie a little bit better living space. Along with that, there's a hood that's got a light on it, so we'll make sure that's all working. And I got a little heater that basically just, at the moment, just warms the water. So basically, I'll leave the heater on, and then on days when the temperature goes up, I'll go ahead and unplug it, and I'll get a thermometer just to make sure that there's a decent temperature. But that's what we're going to do with Charlie. And Charlie is going to be my new stress relief. Just sitting here watching him is great, but I want to give him something a little bit bigger and better. So there we go. That's what we're doing.